Now that we're finishing up the first week of September, we're starting to think about the fall foliage. And joining me this morning on Arc Maine is Jim Salge, the foliage forecaster at Yankee Magazine. Jim, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
So glad to be here. Thank you.
So first off, I want to get into a little bit of the background of you. How did you get such an interest in fall foliage? And just tell me a little bit about your background.
Sure. I was a meteorologist a long time ago. I'm a teacher now. I teach physical science, but this has been a great way to stay connected to the field of meteorology. And I love the outdoors. I love the forests. I love photography. So it kind of all ties in that I get this great seasonal opportunity to forecast specifically what we think the fall colors are going to look like in New England each year.
Amazing. How did you get involved with Yankee Magazine? Can you talk a little bit about your role there?
Sure. It really just kind of came together that they do a lot of work talking about all the wonderful things that New England does in the fall, and my predictions and my work really dovetails well with their interests. So, yeah, every year in August, I put out an initial fall foliage forecast, and then I update people throughout the fall season on where the best colors are, where we think they're going to develop, and a lot of the science as to why.
Amazing. And this probably goes into a lot, I bet you a lot of research too when trying to figure out that initial fall foliage forecast. Can you talk a little bit about what goes into forecasting fall foliage in not just New England, but I see you guys also put out a forecast for the whole nation?
Yeah, we focus on New England. We think that the fall foliage experience here is amazing, and people from all over the world come to visit. My forecast really starts a year out, even longer. I'm looking at the weather conditions as well as bugs and pests and fungus and all the things that bring stress to the forest. I also look at the long range forecasts for the future and try to figure out whether we're going to have a warm fall or a cool fall or how the precipitation is going to be. See, the best fall colors are brought out by warm, sunny days in the fall and then crisp, cool nights. And as long as we have healthy forests in New England, we'll get exceptional colors.
Amazing. And what would you say are the key elements that you look for when creating such a diverse forecast?
Yeah, we're really trying to minimize stress in the forest. And historically, an average New England climatic year is going to bring out the best colors. So we're looking for a wet, rainy spring, but not too wet. And then a summer that brings some adequate rainfall, not too hot. And then leading up into fall, we want those like beautiful fall conditions that really kickstart the colors.
Amazing. And then obviously this past spring was extremely wet, especially on the weekends. How do you think that spring, just weather in general, will affect this fall foliage season?
Well, first off, we really needed the rain. Last fall, the trees went to bed very dry. We didn't have much rain at all last fall. So we needed that spring rain. Unfortunately, the most consistent rain was timed with the leaf out period when the leaves are most vulnerable. And this year we have a lot of fungus setting up, and that leads to stress in the forest. It leads to unhealthy leaves. And we're thinking that the forests are going to be more of a patchwork of colors this year. Some are going to be absolutely brilliant, and some are going to be a little bit muted this year.
So now that we're slowly inching towards this question, I bet you everyone at home wants to know this too. Can you talk a little bit about that fall foliage forecast in New England this year? What are you looking for and what are you expecting?
Sure. We really think that the patchwork approach is going to be what we're going to see. We love to see a uniform blanket of colors sweep over New England over the course of 4 to 5 weeks. I don't think it's going to progress like that this year because the fungus and now the impending drought. We're going to see more of that patchwork pattern. And people are going to find great colors, but it's going to be next to places that are a bit underwhelming. People are going to be exploring and really enjoying the landscape and discovering all kinds of things like microclimates that affect the quality of the leaves.
Interesting too. And then also in your excerpt from the Yankee magazine, you urge readers to treat this season like a treasure hunt. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, there's going to be brilliant colors out there this year. The north slopes of mountains are going to look a lot different than the south slopes of the mountains. River valleys are going to look different than ridge lines. So I think people who are adventurous and willing to explore are going to find the best colors this year.
So going back to kind of treating this like an adventure or a treasure hunt, what are some of the top spots you would recommend viewers and readers to of your magazine or the magazine you're a part of to find or go to this fall in New England?
Yeah, one of the best things about Maine is that there's so many diverse landscapes that people can visit. The earliest colors start up in the crown of Maine, as well as the mountains of western Maine. Rangeley is always a beautiful place to go, as is Grafton Notch. People love going to the woods of Baxter State Park and the Katahdin properties up there. But you also, a couple weeks later, can go to the coastline. Camden is this amazing intersect of two forest types. People love down East Maine. People love going to York Beach late in the season. You'll have colors there into November. So Maine has so many opportunities to see great fall colors.
And then not only Maine too, but New Hampshire, Massachusetts, those are two really big hotspots for fall foliage. Do you have any recommendations or what are you expecting over in those two areas?
Sure. Western New Hampshire is doing a little bit better than the coast of Maine this year with water as we creep towards drought. So the Western White Mountains are going to be beautiful this year, as is Northern Vermont. They always are. People down in the Berkshires love the opportunities there, not just for seeing the mountains there, but also the great cultures and festivals that are always in the Berkshires during October. So New England is a great place to visit in the fall every year.
Amazing. And then as we wrap this up too, where can folks at home find more information and read your official forecast?
Sure. We update throughout the fall at newengland.com, which is Yankee Magazine's online site. People can also follow along with me at Jim Salge Photo on Instagram.